died hard then. And I did Michael Caine's. I can't remember.
Did your young Bond and your old Bond? That impressed me.
Yeah, I know you did impress because you went, yeah, that's quite good. You said it like that. You went, yeah, that's quite good.
Oh, I really like that then.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to think I'm a bit much more wholesome man now.
Anyway, and we became.
Oh, the flippancy of youth.
We had a great time there at college, and it was a drama school.
I got asked to leave in the second year.
I got asked to leave too. All the best people did.
Yeah, they did actually.
One
successful ones.
One student pulled me up once and said, "Steve, you keep disappearing to do stand-up comedy gigs and voiceovers. It's not in the spirit of drama. Stanislavski would be very angry." You know, I mean, that was sort of what he said. A student remained nameless, and he got full marks for always being there on time and always being Mr. Happy Camper. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Anyway, I'm pleased to report that someone told me a couple of years ago he broke his arm falling off a pizza delivery bike. So. That's, karma. That's what it is.
I got asked to leave, and I cried because I said, my mum and dad will kill me. And they said, well, you better pull your socks up in the third year. But the third year was performance, just plays, which was what I was there to do. And I did. And I was good.
And the head of the drama school, this was at the time of height of political correctness, where you couldn't open a door for a woman without being sprayed with mace. And there was a very funny. I remember the head of our drama school. He talked like that, and he was, I won't say his name, but he spoke like that, and I remember during...
5'3" feet.
5'3" feet, he was very dainty. Apparently he wasn't very successful as an actor. The last thing I can remember seeing him on was carrying a tray of fruit in I, Claudius. And,
well, I think he's alright. That's what he used to say.
He used to speak like that.
Do you remember
during movement, I was wearing tights, as we had to do that. And he said, Stephen, I can see your stripy underwear through your tights. I thought, if he was a bloke saying that about a woman, he'd be hauled over the coals. But because he was a bloke saying it about a bloke, it was all right. Yeah. Now that
I remember a huge row when he went like that. Someone went, yes, and I think that character's a homosexual. He went, it's not homo, it's homo. And there was a huge thing. People were asking for hamburgers as... Oh dear.
Who has about the yeah.
I got asked. I was in the third year. I had a very a very troublesome fellow student, whose name I won't mention, but she was a bisexual feminist from New Zealand, and we didn't.
Sound like a very right-wing show. This
we didn't see eye to eye for some reason, and she couldn't act, and I was in serious money with her by Carol Churchill. Anyway, she couldn't remember. She couldn't. Oh, we both had trouble remembering our lines, and she came at me physically and went, "You can't remember your lines," and all this, and I was like, I was so angry, and my movement tutor at the time, Neve, said, "Punch the wall, John, punch the wall," to get my anger out, my aggression out. Punched the wall, broke my hand. Broke my hand. I took it to hospital. It swelled up like an egg. So that was good advice.
I think the moral of the story is, if you are angry, try not to punch a wall, or try to choose a person. So
maybe the movement tutor.
Yeah, but no, there was all kinds of funny things going on at drama school. There was you had to wear tights, pretend to be a tree.
I didn't mind.
Anyway, listen.
Remember fencing teacher Jeff? He used to talk as slowly as is humanly possible.
Yeah, it's like a game of chess, fencing. It's played at lightning speed. Anyway, here's a song from my brother's band, the Mock Turtles. It's my favourite song he ever did, and it's called The Wicker Man. That was The Wicker Man by the Mock Turtles, my brother's band, who I really loved that track and still do love it. It's very brings very evocative emotionally for me. And of course, The Wicker Man, which I think is one of the great cult movies. John has a different view.
I find it dull. I think it's overrated, to be honest.
And you said you prefer Straw Dogs.
Yeah. For atmosphere.
Are there any other cult crop side product based movies?
Yes, Children of the Corn.
Children of the Corn, Wicker Man and Straw Dogs. They should put those out in a box set.
They shouldn't they?
Crop side product.
Arable farming.
I do like the Wicker Man because
good twist.
because of Edward Woodward, who I like really like him in Break 'em Rant. And he was great, wasn't he? It was still going. He still is good.
He's still, yeah.
But the Wicker Man had some marvellous scenes in it. Britt Eklund dancing naked, not her bottom.
No, double, bum double.
Bum double. Any other bits of trivia about that?
I seem to remember Christopher Lee with long hair.
He did have long hair.
It is.
Just on a complete non sequitur.
Lord Summerisle.
That's right. Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yes.
complete side plot, sort of non sequitur, is we were talking before about the film The Amazing Mr. Blunden, which had Lynn Frederick, the late widow of Peter Sellers, who played the young girl in it, and Lawrence Naismith, who played the retired judge who brought together Roger Moore and Tony Curtis in Persuaders, and is also a guard in Kind Hearts and Coronets, who appears for about 30 seconds at the beginning of the film. And a person who greets him and asks him if he wants to publish his memoirs at the end of Kind Hearts and Coronets is Arthur Lowe, who later went on to fame in Dad's Army as Captain Mannering.
Who also is in Oh Lucky Man.
That's right, yeah. A couple of Lindsay Anderson.
Slightly irreverent film, that.
Yeah, lots of trivia about film buffs. Anyone who's not interested in cult movies, it will already have tuned to, I don't know, one of those nonsense, rubbish, rancid stations. Oh, dear.
Speak your mind.
I will. Can I have some more stuffing? Who wants stuffing? There's a joke there.
That's a joke.
There's a joke there.
Definitely.
Right, okay.
Do you recycle, what kind of dish, do you do turkey curries and things like that with it?
We'll deal with that later, because we've got to go on to the next song, which is, I'll ask you that question later, but here now is Ask by the Smiths. What a great link. The Smiths put it there with the backing vocals beautifully done by the sadly missed Kirsty McCaldy in the backing vocals there. And lovely song there, Morrissey, of course. Mistakenly, people thought it was very depressing, but his lyrics had an awful lot of wit, and even though there was that joke that went round at the time about, if you play a Smiths record backwards, it says, don't kill yourself. But that was very unfair. What were we talking? Oh yeah, the Royal Exchange, Manchester, right? Manchester City Centre and the Royal Exchange Theatre, a lovely theatre, like a spaceship inside.
The module, they call it, don't they?
The module.
Yes.
Wonderful theatre. I worked there as a stagehand, working a revolving stage for Merchant of Venice.
So you wound the handle.
It was electric, had levers, and I had to match up 2 bits of rope with a little marker on.
Right.
And I was reading Wuthering Heights while I was waiting. With my earphones on.
Right.
Yeah. And I went away and started chatting to one of the girls by the door, one of the usherettes, and then I heard someone screaming to me earphones going, stage! And the actors were waiting for the stage to revolve, and it was all my fault.
The show ruined?
No, because no one noticed, because no one really gives them monkeys, do they? And also, the worst thing ever was I had to be a soldier in this play called Oedipus that was 4 hours long. A Greek tragedy, 4 hours.
That is a Greek tragedy.
Can you imagine that? Why do people put plays on 4 hours? Who wants? It's so arrogant.
Yeah, it is.
So arrogant that this is Greek. So you really ought to sit there for 4 hours and be grateful that this is being subsidised. Ratepayers' money.
Well,
Going on a 4 hour long Greek tragedy, and they wonder why the arts have been starved of funding. Put something entertaining on. Anyway, I was a soldier there. I had to stay there for half an hour as the audience came in. The director had this great idea. Wouldn't it be good if there were 4 soldiers who just stood on the stage?
I remember you doing that. Didn't you work while you were at college? Everybody did.
Do you know what? Yes, £50 a week. I got
£50.
I'm dressed as Darth Vader in this for some reason. I don't know why. It was the costume woman's idea. 4 of us stood on the stage for half an hour. The audience came in, and I tell you. You know when you stand still for a long time, everything goes blue. And the number of times I went nearly fainted, standing still for that long.
Honestly.
They said, I can at least rock on my heels like a policeman. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They said, no, keep very still. Terrible. And they £50 a week, slave labour being paid by people in theatre who parade themselves around as being kind of socialists and egalitarian, but if they can get you and sting you for no money. Well, that's a bunch of hypocrites. Still, I do support the arts.
I did 68 performances of Hobson's Choice at the
You were very good in that, by the way, John. You were very good indeed.
It was a good play. It was critically acclaimed, but the thing is, I was on 30... It's gone down. Hey? I was on £30 a week after tax. What? 10 to the agent, 40 to the tax.
Hang on a second. What?
So you were on £50 a week?
You were on £30 a week doing Hobson's Choice?
Playing the lead.
I don't believe you.
I was 30... no, this is why. Taxi there and back every night.
All right, I believe you.
Marks and Spencer's butties, Pret-a-Manger butties.
Yeah, well, if you're going to splash out on Pret-a-Manger...
Well, if I'd gone to Greg's, I'd have saved a fortune.
I know. That's what, you know, there's a place in London called Patisserie Valerie. And I said to Mum, I've got these cakes from London for you, from Patisserie Valerie.
No,
and she went, what's that? And my Brendan just went, it's a posh Greg's. Oh dear. Oh. Anyway, let's have another song here. This is I love this one. It's the theme from Danger Man in the 60s called High Wire. That was Cain and Abel by Interference.